Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making some really adorable paper flowers. So let's get started. All you're going to need for this project are 3 circles, and I just cut them out of some paper that I had. And to draw the circle or to trace the circle, all I did was use actually the bottom of this Mod Podge container. So you can do them in whatever size you choose. If you wanted to make it bigger, just use something really large and just trace right around it. So your flower size will depend on how big your circles are. Because I'm using white, I wanted to be able to kind of shade in the edges. I thought that that would make my flowers look a little bit more colorful. So I'm going to just use one of these papers that I was using before. And I'm just going to go right around the edges with this, just to give it some color. And I'm just using my Memento ink in, let's see what color that is. In New Sprout it's called. So I really like that color. It's really pretty soft, kind of pastel color. And I'm just using little brush strokes. And I'm going to be doing both sides because that'll give it a little bit more color when we start to form our petals. This is one of those crafts that takes only a little bit. It's economical, and you could use colored paper. If you have a lot of colored paper in your stash, you can use that too. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these. And then I'll show you what you need to do to cut out your flower. Okay, so once you have it shaded on both sides, and you don't have to do this. Remember, if you have colored paper, you might not choose to do it, but it's just up to you. You're going to take your circle and you're going to fold it in half. And so it's like that. Then you're going to take it again and fold it. So you have that open edges right there. And then one more time, you're going to fold it again. So it looks like that. And you're going to do that for all 3. Folding it in half, and you're folding this in half, and then you're folding it in half again. And I got this idea from Pinterest. It was just a picture, so I'm kind of making this up as I go just based on the picture, because to me it didn't really give clear instruction. But I think it will be okay. So you're basically doing half, half, and half, so 3 times. Okay, so once you unfold it, I think the best way to do this is to take your pencil, and you have your center right here. But you're not going to come all the way down to the center. You're going to come down about halfway. And I'm just doing this with the pencil because it's going to show me exactly how far I need to cut, so I don't go beyond that line. And you'll see in a moment what I'm talking about. So right on the fold, I'm drawing a line on each fold. And that's just to make it easier for me when I'm cutting. Okay, so you see how that is? And you're going to do that for each of your flowers. Okay, so once you already finish putting your pencil marks down on there, you're just going to cut only where the pencil mark is, because you don't want to cut all the way into the center. So just where the pencil mark is, and there should be a pencil mark on each of the folds. Okay, so you got those done. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to take something that's really thin, like a toothpick or maybe a skewer. To me, the skewer was just a little bit too wide. And so I'm going to use this toothpick. And what you're going to do is you're going to, each one of these is a petal. Think of it as your flower petal. You're going to take this and taking one edge of your flower, or one edge of that paper right there, and you're going to just kind of curl it in and kind of, I'm just twisting my toothpick so it can kind of bend that in. See how that is? You just have that little curl right there. That's what you want to do. So you're doing this one, and then you're going to skip and do this one. We're going to do something with this also, but we're going to just do this front part first. We're just taking it and just curling it in, skipping that, going to the next one. And I really want it kind of rounded, so taking this and curling it in. So it's not like straight across, it's kind of curled kind of into the center, but not really. And so if you want a bigger flower, just cut a bigger circle. Okay, so, let me go back and do that one. That one didn't curl too good. I think a toothpick works better. I tried using a skewer earlier, and that didn't really work. Not as well, but I think a skewer would work if the flower was bigger. For a flower this small, toothpick works fine. Okay, so now you have your curls on every other one. You're going to turn this over, and then you're going to curl the one that's still straight that you haven't curled yet. You're going to curl that one now in the opposite direction. I am really loving this technique because the flower turns out so full. The petals are just really full. And that didn't grab on too good. Just be careful not to smush the other side. I was holding it a little bit too much, and I kind of smushed the other petal on the other side. I had to go back and define them. See how that is? Just like that. Pull your toothpick out. Oh. And once you get the hang of this, it's so easy. You can sit and make a bunch of these. Maybe you can get some of your crafty friends together and you can make a bunch of these little flowers. And I would use these on a gift, or maybe some of the maybe some cards that you make. But you can use this instead of a bow on a gift. Okay, so this is what it should look like when you're done. And see, I just kind of crushed that a little bit too much. So I'm just going to go back and define that a little bit. And so this is what it should look like when you're done. So you have one. So you're going to do all three of these, and all three are going to form one flower. So I'm going to go ahead and do the others, and then I'll come back and show you how we're going to put this together. I'm still fussing with this one petal right here. Okay. And you see how that looks? And it kind of starts to fold itself in a little bit, but this is going to be our bottom part. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other two, and then we'll start putting our flower together. Okay, so this is what you should have when you're done. And I was just thinking a really good idea for something like this is if you want, you can poke a hole like right in the middle. Just right in the middle there. And then once you have the flower formed, you can put some type of skewer or something if you want to make like a bouquet of flowers. I think that would work, or even like a toothpick if you want to stick it on something more condensed. That's just an idea I was thinking. Okay, so what you're going to do is, it doesn't matter which part is the bottom, but the bottom one you want to be the flattest piece. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right here in the center. And you could probably use like art glitter glue, but just to make this go a little bit faster because we're on camera, I'm going to use the hot glue. Okay, so now this, you could always like fuss around with it and kind of pull all the petals up to the middle. It folds really easily. But I want this second layer to be somewhat flat, not too much. And then you want to kind of put it not right directly sitting on it. Or how do I explain that? You want it to kind of be in between so you have a full flower. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, and so right now you got those two on there. And so your flower is starting to look fuller. And then if you want, you can kind of bunch it up. And then we're going to put that last middle piece in there. This piece right here. So what I'm going to do is, because I want that to go in the center, I could just take my pencil and push this in like that. So it looks like that on the bottom. And I love those little curls. See all the definition in these. Okay, so once I put that in there, just drop my little center part right into the middle there. And I'm just going to take my toothpick and just kind of hold that down just for a little bit so everything sticks together. And look how super adorable that is. Just that little hint of green on there really helps. Here's another one that I made earlier. These are just so cute. So that's where you get those definition in the curls. So I hope this was a great tutorial for you. I hope you go ahead and try it. These are super fun to make, and I'm going to be sitting here making more once the camera's off. So thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can join our crafty family. Lots of positive people here. And go ahead and like this video. See you real soon. Bye.